at that. The countdown worked. We're all here. Once I'm on stage, I'm allowed to take the mask off. Oh, it's like the new stripped underwear, right? The mask. I feel naked. No? Okay. Off to a great start. There's people at home watching. I think 3 people at least. This is pretty much a sold out show, so congrats for being here. Thank you for being here. How do you guys feel? Have you guys gone to other live shows? Is this your first? What's you? Let's start with you in the single seat. First indoor show? How does it feel?
The same.
Feels the same, right? That's what I was just saying, that how funny is it, how fast. My friend, I was standing in the lobby of my friend's building, and he was like, oh, that's mail for me. And he picked it up and ripped it open with his teeth. And I was like, 6 months ago, you were using soap to wash your oranges, and now you're eating your mail off the floor of your lobby. So we just go right back to it, right? So this is your first one. This is it. This is it. You guys nodded. You said you've been to lots of indoor shows. You've just been going every night, partying hard, raves. No, not exactly. Kind of.
4 shows.
4 shows. That's pretty good. Anything good, or it doesn't matter anymore, right? You're just happy to be there.
Well, I saw Mike Daisy.
You saw Mike Daisy?
Yeah.
Okay, great. He's not here tonight, so what about you guys?
This first one.
First one. Woo! You're vaxxed and waxed. You, sir?
Same thing,
First one. Starting off nice and easy in the East Village at the Crane Theater. What?
I hope so.
No, it's gonna be. This is gonna be a legendary show that you're gonna tell your friends about. Things are gonna happen that you've never seen. Amazing performers. Yeah. Well, it's been a long quarantine. I started doing a lot of nostalgic things in quarantine. I don't know if you guys can relate. Like, ladies, I don't know if you can relate. I started putting on heels and a nice dress for no reason, just walking around the house, put on makeup and stuff like that. Maybe the guys can relate too. Hey, don't discriminate there. Sometimes I check my calendar. Remember that? I'd be like, oh my God, this is so cute. Remember those little squares you write things in? And then one thing I started doing is I started watching gangbang porn just to see people doing things in groups again. It was nice. I was like, look at that. That's so 2019. They're all slipping and sliding and, So now you get to see it live here at the Crane. Consider this your gangbang porn experience. Right. Yeah. No. For me, it was pretty. I'm a comedian and a writer and all that. So for me, when people went, how's your core? Millennial, like Gen Z, like young people, they can't say full words anymore. They don't have time. They just so how's your core? They don't really pronounce. They just talk to each other like this. So they're all like, how's your core been? What have you been up to for core? And I figured out that it's just masturbation and depression, or as I like to call it, working from home. Working from home. That's what it was for me, just working from home. But I did that before quarantine, so I had a head start, you guys. Those are the quarantine pandemic jokes. 2 jokes. That's what I wrote in 14 months. Thank you. Also self-help books. What are those going to look like? Self-help quarantine books. They're going to be like how to take a shower once every 3 days. How to get out of bed today, or just don't jump. Too dark. Sorry. The cicadas. That's how you pronounce it. Is that cicadas? Cicadas. I'm an immigrant. Are coming out. They only come out every 17 years. It's they're called Brood X. It's just bugs on spring break. 17-year-old bugs fucking. That's all they're gonna do. They're just gonna fuck. That's why they're coming. Did you know that? Or maybe it's to free Britney because In 2004, Toxic was the #1 hit. I don't know if you guys know that. They're coming to Free Britney. Wouldn't that be nice if they all swarmed LA? I don't know. Who cares? I don't like LA. They can go to LA. People are worried though. They're like, can my pet eat a cicada? Your fucking pet licks shit for fun. I think it can eat a little musical theater bug. They're little musical theater bugs. Yeah, I wrote some cicada jokes, okay? Okay, that's what I did yesterday, all day. I don't know. I think I'm only supposed to do like 2 minutes. Those were my cicada jokes. So I'm glad you guys like them. Thank you for being here. We're really excited that you're here. I'm really excited. I'm like kind of shy. I feel like you're in my living room. I've been live streaming this show every Friday pretty much, all pandemic, from the theater with Joey here. And now I feel like you guys are like, it's like kind of, I'm like, why are you here? What are you doing here? Go away. No, it's great. We're so happy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this your cherry popping quarantine show. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a great show. You guys are going to have a great time. We have some amazing performers on. Of course, the best of the best in New York City. The first one is going to be coming to you virtually, so you don't forget what we all went through this past year. And because he's fancy like that, that's right. This guy is one of the funniest people in New York City. He is an absolute superstar. He is delicious. He is nutritious. You are gonna laugh your ass off. Please give it up for the one and only Mr. Dylan Adler.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. This is crazy. I'm very, very happy to be here. Unfortunately, I cannot be at the Crane Theater tonight because I am under house arrest because of a pyramid scheme I ran a year ago. But I'm very happy to be doing comedy for you all tonight. Please give it up for Lucy one more time. Oh wait, I can't hear anything. Okay, anyway. So I'm gonna do some musical comedy. But first, I'm just going to start off with a song about my love life. Is that okay? I can't hear it, but I assume you're like, no. I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's do this. I'm also anti-vax. That's why I'm not there. I don't want the government listening. Just kidding. I'm just half-vaxxed. That's why. I'm bi-vaxxed. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he's gay. A gay person. Any gays in the audience, make some noise. Maybe this time, was there noise? Maybe no noise. For the first time, he eats parfait and my ass. It's that kind of show, fellas. My style, he'll appreciate. Straight from an acting class. Okay, that's it. My pelvis, he will dislocate. Daddy, any daddies in the audience, give it up. Not a hetero, no, not again. Not some small town Midwesterner new to New York who's just looking for friends. I am over these Brooklyn straight guys who fool me. They seem to trick me every time. Don't touch my lower back! Unless you want to fuck me, that's a new official rule of... This song is about one specific person. It's gotta happen. His name is Jack Lawning. Happens sometime. Jack Lawning, he's a DJ. Maybe this time I'll... Sir, are you gay? Yes, let's make out. I'll swim. Maybe this time I'll swim in cum. Thank you so much. Oh, I can hear the thunderous applause. I also do birthdays if you need me for your birthday. I'm very, very happy to be here. So I personally, I really love, either I can't hear anyone or I'm bombing, but I really love musical theater a lot. And I'm a big fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm a big fan of Hamilton. And I saw recently a rumor online that Lin, the writer of Hamilton, may do a Christmas duet with Michael Bublé, which is like cool, but also like kind of a weird combination of people. I was trying to imagine, like, what would that Christmas duet sound like? I feel like Michael Bublé, he'd go like this. He'd be like, what a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. Then pretend that he's a circus clown. Well, let's take a memory to say old man. Hey yo, are you ready for the revolution? I was just ghosted by a white boy who owns a samurai sword. I'm not well. Hello. Happy Asian Heritage Month. Yes. Maybe news to some, but it's Asian Heritage Month. I have a question. Did anyone see the live action Mulan? Okay, it was bad. It was bad, right? It was bad. I watched it with my mom, and the only thing she said at the end was, Asians don't hug this much. Anyway, I'm now going to do a quick song, just to be, I'm streaming from my room. So this is a song about coronavirus. Here we go. My corona, some people call me Twink Weird Al. My corona, I wrote this when corona was just a twinkle in our eye, but it ravaged the whole country because Trump fucked us over. He called it the China virus, then he got it. Ha 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 ha, bitch! If only the China virus were 100% lethal just for Trump. This is a true story. I was attacked by a crazy white person 8 months ago in New York. It really fucked me up. Also, 6 feet, dumbass, 6 feet! He wasn't wearing a mask, and he was ugly and white. Before quarantine, a gay Asian on Grindr got the message, no corona and no rice. It was definitely from a white gay. White gays are the worst. One time I went on a date with a white gay. He was like, I have a samurai costume. I'd love to see you put it on. I know, and then he talked to me about studying Japanese in college and about internment. I hope he gets corona. I hope he gets corona in the ass. Okay, also as a side note, I feel like I get the stink eye, especially from old white guys. They look at me like I am an enemy from war. And they look at me like I'm the reason why their grandson didn't get into UC Berkeley. It's like, your grandson didn't get into UC Berkeley because he's a lazy piece of shit. My 1.0 GPA. Thank you. So yes, that's that song. Anyway, I'm going to do some quick impressions. This is if Lin-Manuel Miranda, writer of Hamilton, were in quarantine. I imagine this so much it feels more like a memory. Shit, I forgot to put on the piano. Fuck! This next song, this is if the English band The Cure were in quarantine. Monday I will masturbate. And Tuesday I will masturbate, and Thursday I'll switch it up and watch anime. Then I'll answer an email from my mom. Oh my god, I became a top for that character. How deep. This next impression, this is Ronnie Chang. I've been working on him. Amazon Prime now, fuck you! That one needs work, but art is never finished. The artists know, right? Like, make some noise. This is another impression. I have something to say. Us allies have to do better. That was me at my high school's Gay Straight Alliance. This next thing I'm gonna do, can I be honest? I've done so many poppers I can no longer read. There's stuff on my screen, but I just don't even know what it says. Anyway, this next song, I really do give it up for my boyfriend. He's gonna help me out of house arrest. Love you, babe. He's also anti-vax. So I really do miss a live performance. And at the college that I went to, I would see a lot of these student-written musicals. And there was one time I saw this student-written musical that was about football. And I feel like the writer of the musical, much like myself, didn't know much about football. So I'm going to try to replicate a number from the football musical. I am playing the star quarterback. Here we go. Come on, boys. Let's play some ball. Let's go, Arez. When I'm on the field, I feel strong. Hike, hike, touchdown. I rush past the line of scrimmage. I hear the fans applaud, but no one seems to know what it's like in my cleats. Whoa, did I just concuss? Go deep, Veronica. Life is a game, that game is football. Make a play, catch the ball, paint your face, spank a butt. Life is a game, that game is football. Oh no! Fumble. My God, fumble. Go deep, Lucy. Thank you. I bought this at H&M. Whoever wrote that musical was a bottom. This last thing I'm gonna do, I hope you guys have been enjoying yourselves. This has been fun. I'm so sorry, I have to burp. This last thing I'm gonna do is who here is in therapy? I can't hear, but just the artist? Of course, just the art. No. Therapy, I really highly recommend it. I think it's very helpful. But you know, sometimes mental health can be super up and down at times. So this is kind of a song about how frustrated I feel I am with where I am mental health wise, you know, despite all the work I've done with my therapist. Here we go. She's in the audience. Why am I still fucked up? I literally did a treatment where for 3 hours I pretended that my mom was a pillow. Then I started crying when my therapist was like, can you tell the pillow you forgive yourself? Why am I still fucked up? One time I left therapy like, I'm healed, hallelujah. An hour later, you're still in hell, you dumb bitch. Why am I still fucked up? I'm gay and have a gay twin brother who's way less fucked up than me. How fucked up is that? I call him all the time. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm with my friends. Friends! Why am I still fucked up? I was raped in a hotel on the Lower East Side. I don't remember which hotel it was, but when I'm in the neighborhood, I'm like, Delancey or Essex? Why am I still fucked up? Also, my rapist was ugly! It's not like that makes it worse, but it kinda makes it worse. It does. Why am I still fucked up? One time at a family gathering, I made a joke about the sexual tension between my twin brother and I, and it bombed! It was so awkward for my grandma. She survived Japanese internment. Why am I still fucked up? I was attacked by a crazy white guy 8 months ago. It really fucked me up. I tried to get a picture of the guy, but the picture was in selfie mode. Fuck my life! It was just of my shirt. Why am I still fucked up? Oh, my therapist has a support dog, and one time he literally humped my leg. It's like, Fido, read the room. I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more therapy I go, the more fucked up I remain, and the richer she becomes. Cha-ching! I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more therapy I go, I steal her toilet paper. Ha ha, white bitch. Yes, I wipe my ass with my therapist's charming toilet paper. I need to stop falling for white men who own a bonsai tree. It's fucked up if you're not just as fucked up as me, but it's okay because that means you're inherently boring. Thank you so much. This has been my set. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Give it up for Dylan Adler, the apparition from heaven. Please follow Dylan on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and maybe go to his house. He's alone right now, and he needs you. But seriously, follow him, because that's all we have. Likes on Instagram. Take out your phone and follow him right now. I'm not joking. Do it. That's what this is all about. We're gonna lock you in here and make you follow everybody. That's it. That's what this is all. That's all that matters nowadays. That was amazing. That's Dylan Adler. He will be back here again next month, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I think that for that show, he will be here in person. So you can tell him how much you love him then in person. You can come back. There you go. What else? We're going to keep it going. Do you guys feel good? Everybody, yeah? I love that you're like, we're going to a live show, and then you get to see somebody on a screen. That's okay. We have some people here. We actually have people here. That's right. The next guy coming to the stage is actually a legendary New York storyteller. He's a legend in New York. Yes, he absolutely is. Am I right, Joey? Yes. That silence usually means yes. That's usually what happens in my relationships. No. Empathy. You're not from New York. What was that? Oh my God. You've been locked up in your apartment for too long. Get with the program. We don't have empathy here. Come on. I was in the 14th Street subway station last night at like midnight, and there's a little like kiosk thing in the subway station. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. And there was a like transgender woman, I guess is what I think that's the right term. And she was trying to steal stuff from the kiosk. And the guy was like, no, give it back to me. And they were like kind of wrestling back and forth. And then she just threw everything at him and grabbed something else and ran. And we were like, oh man, we feel so bad. And he was like, are you laughing at me? You're laughing at me. Fuck you. And we were like, fuck you, dude. We're not laughing. We fucking feel sorry for you. And he was like, fuck you. And I was like, New York is back. New York is definitely back. All right. Next guy coming to the stage, like I said, a legend in New York City. He's performed all over the country and the world. Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm just making that up. I'm guessing that he's been there because he's so fabulous. Please put your hands together for the one and only Mr. David Lawson. Mr. David Lawson.
Keep it going for Lucy. It is absolutely wonderful to be here at the Crane. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Joey. Happy birthday to Rez. It is primary season in New York City, and democracy is not nice. There, in the year 2021, there's nothing nicer you can do to another person than follow them on Twitter. And I have politicians who follow me on Twitter, whose names have been on the ballot, and I have voted against them. I had a neighbor invite me to a cookout, not a political event, a personal invite into their home. They brought me into their home, they fed me, their name was on the ballot that November, and I voted against them. Democracy is not nice. Let me see who knows the democracy. By show of hands, has anyone here ever done election phone banking by show of hands? Okay, a few folks. Well, those folks raising your hands definitely know democracy is not nice. For those, at home or those who didn't raise their hand, when you're phone banking for elections, people hang up on you, your eardrums get rattled by people screaming at you, people will spew hate and wild conspiracy theories at you. Despite this, I spent a lot of nights from September 2020 through January 2021, just earlier this year, phone banking voters. First, swing states for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for president and vice president, and then for that big U.S. Senate runoff election in Georgia for Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. And a lot of wild stuff happened on these hours and hours, talking to thousands and thousands of people across the country. When I was phone banking, I actually ended up speaking with this woman who was in the middle of running her own campaign for office. This woman, Brittany Rodas. Brittany Rodas was running to flip a Pennsylvania General Assembly seat from red to blue. Let's all calm down, I said it right. We're all like, whoa, boy, where did this go? from red to blue. And Brittany wrote us. I looked her up after we had a very nice talk. She's like, thank you for doing what you're doing. I'm like, good luck in your election. Brittany wrote us as 26 years old. Brittany wrote us as 9 years younger than me. When I was a really little kid, my father gave me some wise bit of advice. He said to me, David, first it's the star athletes who start being younger than you. Then it's the movie stars who start being younger than you. Then it's the politicians that start being younger than you. And then, David, you die. I don't know in this world if true compromise across the aisle with Republicans and Democrats, if true compromise is possible across the aisle, but the night that I spent phone banking voters in Texas, I can tell you from a conversation I had, I don't know if compromise across the aisle between the parties is possible, but I do know that there is a man in Dallas, Texas, who is enthusiastically voting Democrat in a relationship with a man who's enthusiastically voting Republican. The COVID-19 pandemic actually has felt more like a dystopian science fiction story than any other moment of my life. And actually, like looking over and seeing me on StreamYard is pretty damn dystopian as well. But wow, that's what I look like right now. Okay. You all know what I look like. You're doing the non-dystopian thing of using your eyes to see me on stage. But yeah, the COVID-19 felt like the most dystopian science fiction moment of my life. And it's not that shocking. So much dystopian science fiction takes place around this time. Blade Runner, Akira, The Running Man, those all are set in 2019. We have reached 2021, the year of children of men. Next year, 2022, the year of Soylent Green. So it's not too shocking that right now feels completely dystopian and wild, but the night that I was phone banking for the presidential election to Georgia, a man picked up, he said hello, and I said, hi, I'm David, I'm calling for Twitter 2020. Do you have a plan to vote for Biden-Harris? Always kept it really short to the point. And this man said something to me, a question that I never thought I'd be asked before. A question I probably will never be asked again. A moment that was the most dystopian feeling moment of the entire pandemic. This man asked me, are you a robot? Now, after the good news with the White House, I started making those calls for the US election in Georgia. And this one night, I called someone up. It was early in the evening. And I said, hi, I'm calling from Turnout 2020. Do you have a plan to vote for Ossoff and Warnock? And this person said, I can't talk right now because I'm getting married in 10 minutes. I said, well, yeah, it seems like you can't really talk about the runoff election right now, I understand. But this person does not hang up the phone. They stay on the line. Maybe they forgot to. They were so flustered. They say, oh, wait, hold on just 1 second. And I hear them say to somebody else, hey, you have the rings, right? And that person says, I thought you had the rings. And then I hear someone else that he just spoke to be like, well, if you don't have the rings and I don't have the rings, maybe you have the rings. And this third person says, I don't have the rings. And this person every now and then will say, hey, just hold on 1 second. And then at one point they said, hey, do you have my email address on the screen? Can you email me whatever this is about? And they just don't hang up. And other people are entering the room. They're like, you have the rings, right? I don't have the rings. Who has the rings? And at one point, this person said, I need to pour myself a drink. I know I shouldn't be drinking before I walk down the aisle, but I should pour myself a drink. And when they poured this drink, folks, it sounded like a sound effect of liquid hitting glass, like liquid hitting glass.mp3. And, you know, I had my suspicions before this, and they had me going for a while, but that, like, perfect sound cue of liquid hitting a glass made me realize, along with like not quite getting exact responses to the exact things I was saying, that this was known as a robo-killer prank. you can get an app on your phone that if you receive a call from a number that comes up as unknown, like election phone bank calls do through Talk, for those folks who've done it before, a recording will play. A recording basically meant to keep the telemarketer, or in my case, the election phone banker, on the line for as long as possible, annoying the person calling you and wasting their time, just like you are annoying them and wasting their time for calling them. Now, I had great conversations with people all across the nation. People who were leaning Democrat but didn't have a plan to vote, and by the time I hung up, they knew their polling location, they knew how to vote by mail. It was a vote out there. I talked to undecided voters who stayed on the line with me. We talked healthcare, we talked COVID relief, we talked racial justice, we talked good stuff, and I really want to believe that at least a couple votes swung the way that I was hoping they would, because I called that person. But in particular, Georgia, those 10 million folks were just getting phone banked within an inch of their lives in December and January. For those who don't remember, that was the two elections that were going to decide which party has the majority in the United States Senate. So everyone was being phoned. Their phones are ringing off the hooks. What did we say in 2021? They were vibrating off the tables, right? I guess that works better for 2021. And yeah, a lot of folks did prank me, just funny little things, but honestly, no prank got me as hard, no prank was as inventive, and no prank was as hilarious as that robo-killer in Georgia. And folks, a week from today, May 28th, is the registration deadline for the New York City primary. I'm sure a lot of folks know this. There's so much stuff. There's the big DA election if you live in Manhattan, borough president, city council, New York City controller? Comptroller? Is it 50-50 in the city? I swear watching New York one, they say it one way, they say it the other way. How many are controller? Raise your hand. How many are comptroller? All right, I see how it is. But yeah, and obviously the election for mayor of the city of New York. And you know, hopefully folks say in these stories, phone banking voters, I always think that, yeah, showing up to vote, that's good. But if you do things like volunteer or canvas or phone bank or donate, that's like voting over and over and over again. It's like, you know, sprinkling a little democracy on top of your democracy. And hopefully, folks, you know, go online, mobilize.us. So easy to find something for whichever candidate you're backing, even if I hate the candidate that you're backing. We're not doing that crowd work tonight, though. But yeah, folks, mobilize.us, get out there. This is a great week to do it with the registration deadline next week. And there was a phrase that I thought a lot about when I was phone banking. That's the phrase I'm going to leave all you good folks here tonight, you good folks watching at home with. It's a phrase that I think really embodies all activism as well as all human interaction, including this thing we're doing right here that I have to say I'm so excited to be back in person under a roof, indoors, at the Crane, with all you good folks. But this 5-word phrase that I think embodies all human interaction, that I thought a lot about when phone banking, all our grievances are connected. Thank you so much, folks.
Them. Give it up for David Lawson! Oh, Trump is gone. I thought we don't have to worry about politics anymore. Wow, I need that robo-killer app for my mother. Let me tell you. Also, there you go. We can thank David Lawson for democracy. He made the difference. No, nobody wanted to stay on the phone with me. Go figure. No, I did some phone banking for like 13 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I made a difference. No big deal. I'm politically active, people. I talked to Betty in Texas, and she was like, I'm gonna vote if I have to crawl there. She was voting for Biden, don't worry. She was great. We had a great time. And I thought, well, there you go. I called somebody that was already voting for Biden. It was meant to be. That's it. I've done my part. That was amazing. How do you guys feel? Is everybody happy? Is anybody thinking like, kind of miss Netflix right now. Are we just pretending? Is everybody like, woo, it's so good to be back? But everybody was just really happy to be chilling at home and not having to go out. Is that what's happening? Or are we actually happy to be back? This is so meta. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to be back just to be in one room with our next comic coming to the stage. Wow, delicious and nutritious doesn't even come close. She performs all over New York City, all over this country. She is so funny. You're gonna love her. Please put your hands together for the one, the only Miss Veronica Garza. Oh shit, keep it going.
Keep it going for Lucy. Woo, geeks. It's great. It's great to be out. Everyone's back. This is dope. I love it. Getting crazy. No mask. Also got my tetanus shot 2 months ago. So, I mean, if you want to walk around on rusty nails after this, let's do it, right, y'all? Let's get crazy. What is it? Keep your mask on, socks off. That's the way we like to walk, right? That's my jam. I wrote that quarantine for 14 months. See, Lucy, you're not the only one being productive. So good. I have not experienced the joy of phone banking like you all mentioned that you did, but in college I did do fundraising via telephone for my church. That's worse. Like y'all had the law on your side. Like I had God on my side, and people were fucking mean. Like they believe hell exists, and they were ready to go there. Like they did not want to hear about any of my fundraising. That's okay. God has me here. Guess I did something wrong. But I grew up Catholic in Texas. Yeah, here's the thing, I always hear that here, but a lot of our stories are very universal. For instance, we're all familiar with the story about Jesus at the party where he takes his finger and he turns the water into what? Guns, yes. He turned everything to a gun. Judas got 2 guns. They don't tell you that. Jesus likes to hold his gun to the side. Yeah. God brought you into this world. Jesus will take you out. You know? But like I mentioned, I'm from Texas. I'm Mexican American. I'm trying to do something in entertainment. So I'm basically Selena. Yeah? But without the everything. Which is audacious because I'm too old to play Selena. But I'm not too old to play the woman that killed her. It's been 20 years. We're over it, right? Cool. It's a fun joke. I come up here so that's what I like when I'm on a show like with Lucy, because we have like this really dope, like tall energy. We got like 5'8" energy. Like people aren't ready for it, you know? I'm 5'2". I'm telling you that. And I only tell you that because if you see a Latin woman over 5'5", run away, that's a ghost. Or it's 2 ICE agents in a trench coat. I realize I'm reaching with that, but that's a top shelf joke, okay? That's a top shelf. I'm proud. That's all I wanted to work on tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Good. Go away, you're good. No, I'm happy to be out the house, even though like New York City, like we're in this weird state, like everyone's like, we're building, New York's dead, whatever. Some people stayed, some people left, whatever. We're here, we're doing it, we're in this show. I saw this sign last week that it said, don't worry, even if you leave New York City, you're still a New Yorker. I ripped that shit down. Thank you. Yeah, fuck 'em, right? Because we all know if you want to be a real New Yorker, you got to do what? Drink the blood of 3 different people from 3 different boroughs. Or sleep with 2 people named after the main cast of Friends, right? I'll say mine, Rachel and Rachel. She was delicious. It was great. No. May 27th, Friends Reunion. Let's do it. I cried on that trailer. I'm ready for it. That's how sad the pandemic made me. I was happy to see white people. Like, I'll take anything. Take anything. I just want Subversion in New York back, even them. How'd they afford that place? Who knows? I like to do weird shit in this pandemic. My favorite thing to do is I go to this bakery every Saturday and I buy a cake for myself. And every week I say it's my birthday. Can't tell me shit. Pandemic rules, right? This past weekend, I went to go buy myself, I saw it in the window, a tres leches cake. Are we familiar with this?
Oh,
One, two, tres time the fun, right? So good. I asked for it. They told me it was $75. So I put down $25 and I asked for one leche. You know? I'm like, un leche, por favor. 75, that's crazy. I was like, do you have any expired leche back there? Like, whose leche is it? $75, that better come like right from Selma Hayek. Like that's a high quality leche, you know? That's what I wanted. That could not work out. I sometimes ask straight people who the man in the relationship is now. That's fun to do. Just the stare they do in between each other. It's great. I'm so happy to be out the house. You guys have no idea. It's so good. It's great. So my girlfriend and I went through it like in a studio apartment for like the first 3 months. And like, it was her, it was my girlfriend, me, and our dog in a studio apartment. And if you go through the first like any 6 weeks in a pandemic in a studio apartment, you'll start saying some like shit you never thought you'd say. You know what I mean? Like 14 days in, I was like, you know what? I could build a wall in this apartment, you know? Like, I will fund a wall in this apartment. I will sign a petition to put a wall in this apartment, you know? Separate me from the white woman. Like, that's what I wanted in there. But yeah, she's great. She takes pole dancing classes. That's what she does. She would have done it on her side of the house. I'm like, you could have your own club. It would have been cool. It'll be what? 5 years we've been together in October. Like, thank you, but we're still not married, so like the lesbian community does not recognize us. That's true. Like, if we don't get engaged by July, we're only allowed to call each other special friends, right? Like roommates. She's great. Actually, the woman I dated before her has been married three times to three different women. So like, I'm against gay marriage, just because someone has to stop her. You know what I mean? I gotta put a stop to it. But this girlfriend, she's lovely. In the pandemic, I added her to my health insurance, so she likes to call me her girlfriend with benefits, right? And I like to call her like the longest one-night stand ever. But that's love, you know? But I added her to my health insurance, and she got braces, and I got braces, and people think it's cute that we got braces at the same time. I think it's cute that two people with fucked up teeth found love. We don't really talk about that type of like adversity as much, like the type of acceptance. And like I don't know about how everyone here leans politically, but I know that we can all agree that teeth look better when they're straight and white. The whiter, the better. The straighter, the better. Yeah? Crooked teeth are a choice. You see what I'm saying? What does this country need? Like, less brown teeth, more brown people? What is it? Stop trying to preserve these gun laws and start preserving our gums, y'all. Like, that last one's just for me. It really is. And I like that bit because it starts off super queer and it goes into oral health. That's an adult joke right there. It's a journey. Queer, good teeth. It's good. Yeah, we've been together, it'll be 5 years. It's amazing, because I don't know what she's going to get me this year for anniversary, but last year she was great. For anniversary, she bought me a new pair of Jordans. And my birthday was 3 weeks later, and she bought me a new tattoo. So in a 3-week span, I got a new pair of Jordans and a new tattoo. So if I were an 18-year-old boy, I'd be crushing life, right? But I'm 36, so I'm two 18-year-old boys crushing life, right? And that's a lie because I'm 37. So I'm two 18-year-old boys. One became a father in the pandemic. All of us are crushing life. It's a dumb joke. It's so dumb. I just mentioned I like to do weird shit during the pandemic. The weirdest thing I did was I watched a video of a man have sex with a snake. If you haven't watched it, you didn't watch everything in the pandemic, did you? But I got to this point, I'm almost at the end of the internet, and then I was like, okay, let's watch this video of this man have sex with a snake. And it wasn't like on top of my mind. There was an article I read that mentioned a man that had passed away from having sex with his pet snake. And as I read this, there was a quote in the article from his girlfriend. So I see you all frowning, and before you start judging, think about the fact that this man managed to maintain a relationship with a real human woman and have a side snake at the same time. Okay? And there was a quote from his human girlfriend in this article that said, he convinced me to have a threesome with the dog once, but I drew the line at the snake. And you want to judge them, but like she created her boundaries and he respected them. That's love. That's a healthy relationship. She didn't know what his hobby was, and then instead of judging him, she participated a little bit, okay? Applaud that dead man. So from that article, I just went on to another article about snakes. And I saw this article about this woman in East Texas that came home one night and found a rattlesnake in her kitchen. And so she called animal control, and in the basement, animal control found 45 rattlesnakes. Like, that's extra, even for Texas, right? But the coolest thing is animal control took a video of what they saw in the basement, and you have to look it up, because the animal control guy took it with his phone, and the only thing he says as he goes across the room is, "That's a lot of snakes." Which is right, that's 45 snakes. 3 would have been cool. 2 would have been okay because there are a couple. 3, throuple. 45, that's a good old-fashioned Texas snake orgy. I made that up. I have 2 snake bits, so I don't know if y'all know this already, but I am officially the snake comic of New York City. All right? His bitch. That's my call. That's what I do. I have snake jokes. I have another one, but I should hold back just so I can make fans. Snake bites or snake bits? Sorry. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm just so happy to be at the house. This is great. Right before the pandemic happened, I took my white pole dancing girlfriend home to meet my parents. And it was very interesting because we went to the zoo together. And you should have seen it right before we went in. It was my Mexican mother, my Mexican brother, his Mexican wife, their 2 kids, also Mexican, also both his. He likes me to tell you that in the book. Mexican me and my platinum blonde pole dancing girlfriend. And right before we went into the zoo, she asked if she could push my nephew's stroller, and I was like, by all means, yes. So I don't know if you know how rich we looked right there. But I felt 5'5" that day. It was dope. All these other Mexican dudes were in Jordans were giving me these nods as we were in the snake exhibit, and I was like, "This is my place." It was dope. It was great. I felt like I owned everything. No, she's sweet. It's weird though, because despite everything, New York City, it is getting more dangerous, and sometimes you got to be extra careful, and that's always been a thing, and I've always been extra cautious. And I'm glad I was extra cautious one day. Her and I, she went to go see me at a show, and I crushed. It was crazy. It was the same amount of people, because, you know, comedy. And I crushed, and I'm going home to fuck my white girlfriend. And we get on the train, and we sit down, and as soon as we sit down, she frowns and looks at me. And I encourage her not to do that, because she's white, like, they don't age well. And if you're frowning at that bit, I encourage you not to do that. But I've got to move on. Boop. So she's frowning, and like she's looking my way, and I'm concerned. I'm like, what's wrong? And I look across from us, and there's this dude giving us this stank face, like he doesn't like what he sees in front of him. So I put my arm around her to comfort her, and this guy says under his breath, God said it should only be a man and a woman. And I'm like, did she say that? And he was not a fan of that, but I'm very competitive, so I kissed my girlfriend. And this man then immediately yelled, no one wants to see any of that gay shit. But the thing is, dude, like, you have two cute girls, her very blonde and beautiful, me very symmetrical, making out in front of you, and you're mad, like, yo, the only person being gay right now is you, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, right? Like, and it was just like, how about you stop being gay and whip your dick out, like the homeless man in the corner that just started jerking off as soon as he saw me put my hand around my girlfriend. And let me tell you something, when that homeless man finished, I heard him say it under his breath, love is love. I love New York City, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I love this place. I don't know where I am at on time. I did, for a brief time in my life, sleep with men, ill. But I got past it. I fought through it, and I'm in a better place now. I'm in a way better place. But one of the things I used to do was, this was fun. I guess it's feminist of me, but my favorite thing I used to do was I used to sleep with dudes that were virgins, and as soon as we were done, I'd take a needle, prick his finger, rub the blood on a pillowcase, and then I wave it outside the window and yell, "A boy has just become a man! The sun can rise, New York!" And then I'd go back inside and I'd grab his dick and I'd be like, "Whose pussy is this?" Very aggressive. Very aggressive. That might be too much. Where am I on time? I don't know. I've not seen the light and I've just been talking. I will keep going. Let's see. I'll end on this because this is even more weird. My other problem on sleeping with men, except for the fact that I like to top them, was that, believe it or not, I'm shy, and I didn't know how to talk dirty. It's just one thing I could not do. If a guy and I were making out or messing around, and he'd say something nasty to me, I'd be like, "I didn't wash my hands after I went to the bathroom yesterday." You know, you like that shit? You know, I took the trash out before this. I don't know how to, it's not a thing I know how to do. So this guy confronted me about it. He's like, "How come you never say anything sexy or, dirty to me?" And I was like, "I'm scared. I don't know. I'm scared. Like, I have that wall up." And he's like, "Do you ever have any sexy dreams about me?" And I mentioned, "Well, I have had a dream about you, and it was kind of about sex." And he was like, "V, let those walls down and tell me the story." So I was like, "Okay, sit down." In my dream, you're in a bed in the middle of Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And he's like, "Fuck yeah, go Cowboys." And I'm like, "I come in on a horse, naked." And he's like, "Is that horse blue and silver?" And I'm like, "Okay, do you want it to be?" I was like, "Sweet, yeah." And his name is Troy Aikman. It's like, "The sheets on the bed are blue and silver too." He's like, "Fuck yeah." And I ride this horse to the bed, and I hop off, and I'm naked. And outside, I just pull out some handcuffs. He's like, "All right, what next?" I'm like, "I handcuff you to the bed." He's like, "Oh shit, and then what?" And I'm like, "I watch you get fucked by that horse." And that horse is giving it to you. Troy Aikman's doing it. Touchdown. Yeah. And he finishes it, and it's your turn. He's like, what? And I go, but you can't reach. He's like, no. And I was like, don't worry, I'll get you a stool. He's like, no. And I'm like, no, don't you worry. That stool is blue and silver. And you know how I know he was an okay guy? Because, like, he still fucked me after that. And I was like, that's a man right there, right? I don't think we should talk about masculinity, but that is a man. I think this has been fun. I think that's my time, right? I got another story about animal sex. I don't have any money. 2 is enough. 2 is enough. That's my time. Thank you.
And keep it going. Come on. Veronica Garza, the only comic in New York City with snake jokes and horse fucking jokes. There you go. And yes, I'm also 5'1.5". But you know what, Veronica? I bet you don't know this. The average, so like in centimeters, we're like 155 centimeters. The average size of a baby is 50 centimeters. We're only 3 times as big as a baby.
Oh my God.
So if you're not laughing at our jokes, you're literally just being an asshole to 3 babies. That's so cute. I love Catholics. I hate foreplay, so I'm dating a Catholic. Anyway, we're gonna bring our last wonderful, amazing, delicious, and nutritious performer to the stage. How do you guys feel about some music? Yes, who doesn't like some music, huh? Yeah, she's amazing. She runs a Twitch show every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you see her tonight and feel like you need more, you can have more immediately. Please give it up for the one and only Eve Blackwater. Keep it going until she sets up so it's not weird. Just keep it going. Keep clapping. Don't stop.
I was trying to figure out if I wait for her to, finish before I come onto the stage and all of that stuff. And I feel like these are the pandemic things where you see somebody and then you wait to say, do you say hi? Do you take off the mask? Do you, how do you decide who moves to the side and these things? Like, I don't know, we used to just do them and it's so hard. I dated a lot during the pandemic. A lot of dating, but like with my mask on, And there I wound up having many interesting experiences, and you totally start settling because it's the pandemic. And there's the one guy that shoots squirrels that get into his attic. Yeah, that was good. There were a couple of really, really good ones. And there was one who wanted to find whatever. But then I wound up with a boyfriend, sort of, and I was just not happy. Every day I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And one day I went home and I just wrote in a journal like everything that I thought was important in a relationship that was not happening in my relationship. And then I forgot about it. And then I needed to write a song, and I flipped through some journals and saw what I had written. And yeah, I broke up with that guy, and then I started dating this new guy. And everything that I had written on that piece of paper, I wound up having in my new relationship, which is, it was so wonderful. And then he made me really mad today, so I don't really know. So whatever. But anyway, this is the song that I got out of it, and maybe we'll be as strong as a willow tree, and if we aren't, then I got a song. Dreamed a man with a hidden tattoo, stroked my hair and whispered low and true. When he cried, I held him tight. We traded fears until the morning light. Ooh, we would be Shade in the summer, sheltered from storms, blocking the wind, keeping our home warm. Trust and love that still run free, sweeter than I ever thought love would be. We would be strong as a willow tree. We'd bend so we don't break, let our roots run deep, hold each other close, even when we sleep. Rains fall, we'd stand tall, we would be strong as a willow tree. Only kind words in our bed at night, awake in dreams and after a fight. In his arms before I'd stray, he'd be in mine by the end of the day. Ooh, we would be strong as a willow tree. We'd bend so we don't break, let our roots run deep, hold each other close, even when we sleep. Rains fall, we'd stand tall, we would be strong as a willow tree. Strong as a willow tree. I'm gonna do this other song that I don't play very much because it's negative. I find it kind of positive because I play it and I feel better. I wrote this after a relationship, so I don't know, whatever. I haven't had a relationship like this one in 10 years, but it's always nice to just like harness the rage and remember that you can leave. I better never ever see your face again. You're the tail of a rat, the worst of men. And if evil had a face, it would look like you. And if rotten were a place, you would live there too. I hate your guts, and you know why. I wish you pain till the day I die. There's something really awful in everything you do. And if evil had a face, it would look like you. I hate you. I hate your guts until I die. Well, I bought you a suit and I paid for half the car, but the fact that you have them now won't get you that far, because the fact that you're an asshole follows you around, and after 2 short days, we always had to leave town. The world's a nice place, that's why you don't belong. You're an example of what happens when parents do it wrong. You'd steal from your mama, try to beat up a child. Evil motherfucker is the way you sound. Yeah, your papa is embarrassed and your mama is a mess, but it ain't their fault. They did their best. Your dumb dog is your only friend, and if he drops down dead, it's gonna be the end. I hate your guts, and you know why. I wish you hate your guts until I die. If bad wishes were money, you would be a rich man. And the fact that no one's killed you yet, I just don't understand. So if someone comes along and drops a house on you, it's fate getting you back for the shit you do. So you better watch out when you go for a drive, 'cause I really can't believe that you are still alive. Lightning could strike, the car could wreck, and if you get what's coming, you'll wreck, you stupid. I hate your guts, and you know why. I wish you pain till the day I die. There's something really awful in everything you do, and if evil had a face, it would look like you. I hate you. I hate your guts until I die. Guess what? There's more. It's a really long song. We shared a bed for 43 nights, and you just couldn't rest without starting a fight. Nothing was ever good enough for you. I can't believe the day-to-day you put me through. And if pain was a drug, I would have OD'd. I can't believe the shit you used to do to me. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you. I hate you. If I say it enough, I can lose the feel of your touch. And now I know how low I can go. I will never, ever, ever show my belly to a bully or red to a bull. I will say I'm done before I'm full. Once I turn the other cheek because I thought I was weak. Never ever again will I let another rip me up just because he's been my lover. Yeah. Because he's been my lover. Yeah. Pushing old ladies down into the sand, it's not that attractive in a grown-up man. Saying I'm ugly and I act too wild. Come on, baby, be the father of my child. You don't pull out 'cause you wanna be a dad. It's about the worst idea that you ever had. You should never have children. The name should end with you, and if you need a reason why, I could give you quite a few. Guess what? I hate your guts, and you know why. I wish you pain till the day I die. There's something really awful in everything you do, and if evil had a face, it would look like you. I hate you. I hate your guts until I die. Thank you. I used to write a whole lot of angry songs, and I have a lot of angry songs. I was a bartender for a long time, and then I worked as a, I don't know, I want to use quotes and say a dancer. So both of those jobs gave me a lot of anger. And then we had the pandemic, so I had a great time during the pandemic. I didn't have to talk to anybody I didn't like. It was awesome, except for the guy that shot squirrels in his attic. This is a song that I wrote before the pandemic, but I just released it during the pandemic. And adults always think that it's such a great song, and they're like, oh, play it for children, because it's about a dinosaur. And kids are like, no, kids understand that it's not a kid's song. Like, just because it has a dinosaur in it does not make it a kid's song. But anyway, this is my dinosaur song. I wrote this after I got fired for drugs. And then I wasn't selling them. just so you know, I wasn't selling them. But I got fired, and then I think that because of the drugs, then I had an imaginary dinosaur, and so when I remembered they owed me some money, then I went and I got it because I had the dinosaur for backup. But wait, I forgot there's something. Oh, so that was about that job. And then I wrote this and I released it during the pandemic, and everybody thought it was about my bartending job that I had right before the pandemic, because they also used to steal money from us. But no, it was just two places that did. I went down to the pet store and I bought myself a baby dinosaur, cutest little thing that you ever did see, a bitty baby reptile that belongs to me. Growl, growl, hiss and roar, that's what I do when I'm with my dinosaur. She ate the neighbor's cat and threw it up on the floor. What do you expect? She's just a baby dinosaur, my baby dinosaur, my bad buddy. I couldn't love more. She sleeps snuggled next to me, a real wild reptile. This is where she wants to be. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Just how bad could a dinosaur be if you put her on a leash and tied her to a tree? She'll mess you up if you interfere with me. So back up, buddy. Dinosaurs belong free. My baby dinosaur, my bad buddy. I couldn't love more. She sleeps snuggled next to me, a real wild reptile. This is where she wants to be. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Me and my dinosaur. She's a bad buddy, that's for sure. His name's spitting out things we don't like. She's got a long tail with a long green spike. So, yesterday a bad man owed me some money, and he told me that he was gonna give me a hard time about getting it back. So I took my baby dinosaur down to my old job, and she gave my old boss the what's what. She said, let me introduce myself. I am a baby dinosaur now. Do what you're supposed to do and give my human friends back her money. And just for all the trouble that you caused, I think that you should give her back $20 more. And that's what you get for messing with the dinosaur. My baby dinosaur, my bad buddy. I couldn't love more. She sleeps snuggled next to me, a real wild reptile. This is where she wants to be. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Do I have time for one more?
Gatekeeper of time, but I would say yes. Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah? You never know if that's a yeah or a yeah. But yeah. Okay, so this is I never thought this was that great, but it got used in a movie, and then they made a really cool movie out of the song, so you can see that on YouTube. Eve Blackwater, second repeater. I wrote this. I moved to Germany for a fresh start, and I don't know, you know, all my problems came with me, and then I made friends that were all just out of jail, and so we were just, I was on drugs, they were out of jail, we had no idea what the fuck we were doing ever. I did clean up, like, after, but whatever. Anyway. I haven't been on stage in a long time. I just keep talking and talking. I felt like I had sold my soul to the devil. You know, there's that blues legend, so then I decided, before this, and then I decided I wanted to renegotiate the terms of that contract. So this song is about trying to renegotiate that, and yeah. So it's also funny because it's pretty literal. I met my bass player in a hostel, and he was just out of jail, so he was also a second repeater. Without the confidence and style of a cheater, just tattooed hands of a second repeater. I met him in a hostel, he was lost at sea. Went looking for the devil, but instead he found me. Devil, come on down, meet me by the railroad, back where we mortgaged up our soul. You'll find the stragglers here down by the railroad. I've seen my face on every tramp in the street. Waiting for the man to come, you meet everyone he'd undone. Rider, don't pass by, you got the shoes off my feet. Devil, come on down, meet me by the railroad, back where we mortgaged up our souls. Get the money and run, undo what we done. Meet me in the dark, we'll take the road. I got my body, but he got my soul. Get it back, be once again whole. Every man here made the same bad deal. Give it up for a kiss with the devil's seal. Nothing in return, just a great big burn. Well, I done my time, lessons learned. That's why we wait in the dark by the train track, selling what's left to get our souls back. We'll get them back. Yeah, devil, come on down, meet me by the railroad, back where we mortgaged up our souls. Get the money and run, undo what we done. Meet me in the dark, we'll take the road. Dead of night, down by the railroad, 10,000 waiting for a roll of the dice. You find a soul ragged in the station. Devil came by once, but will he pass by twice? Devil, won't you come on down, don't you pass me by. I've been paying your bills till the day I die. Took the road when I sold my soul. Now I'm praying to the good Lord for my sanity. Praying Hail Mary, Hail Mary. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Devil, come on down, meet me by the railroad, back where we mortgaged up our souls. Get the money and run, undo what we done. Meet me in the dark, we'll take the road. Thank you so much, everybody. It's amazing to be here and just like sort of see. Oh, whoa! Now I can actually see you. Amazing to be here, and yeah, I do a show on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So check it out or message me if you have questions about how to find it. Anyway, have a good night. Thanks.
Wow, give it up for Eve Blackwater one more time, please. Check her out on Twitch, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That was our show, everybody. We did it. We did a show indoors with people. How do you feel? Has your life been changed? Forever? A little bit. What about you, sir? No, a lot, right? Yeah. That was amazing. I'm speechless. That was so beautiful. Please give it up for Dylan Adler, for David Lawson, for Veronica Garza. Give it up for Joey doing all the tech stuff, streaming it to people at home. Let's say a big fat happy birthday to Arez, who runs this whole thing. Happy birthday, Arez. Debbie, thank you for being here, for manning the door. Thank you guys. Please come back. This happens, I think, every month. I'm not sure, maybe more frequently. Yeah, bring your friends or your neighbors or just some homeless people. It doesn't matter. There's only like 4 more seats. Come on. Let's fill them next month. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful night. And now get the fuck out. I'm Lucy